Dear friends, there are those quiet afternoons when the soft golden sunlight slips through the window, and the only sound in the house is the gentle ticking of the wall clock. In those moments, you might suddenly realize, this home, once filled with laughter and the patter of children's feet, now feels bigger, quieter. Your children and grandchildren have grown up, each with their own lives, their own paths. And here you are, grandfather, grandmother, father, mother, left with memories, eating meals alone with an empty chair beside you. It might be a Saturday afternoon when the family once gathered in the backyard for a barbecue, but now you just brew a cup of tea and quietly watch an old favorite movie by yourself. Loneliness doesn't always crash in like a storm. Sometimes, it's as gentle as morning dew, slipping into the little corners of your day. It's there when you wake up to a silent house with no one to greet you, or when you flip through an old photo album with no one to share a smile. It might come during Thanksgiving when everyone's busy with their own families, and you get just a quick phone call or two. Loneliness becomes an uninvited companion, quiet, unasked for, but lingering all the same. Many folks think loneliness is just a passing feeling, a touch of sadness, a moment of emptiness that fades away. But for older people, especially after retirement, losing a spouse, or having fewer chances to connect with others, loneliness isn't so fleeting. It turns into something that stays, like a thin fog settling over your mind each day. You might feel it when you push your cart through the grocery store, passing shelves full of food, but only picking up a few simple things for one. That sense of being lost might creep in at the doctor's office, sitting alone on a long row of chairs in silence. Lingering loneliness takes a deep toll on your spirit. It can lead to depression, worry, a feeling of being useless, or wondering if life still matters. Maybe you've had mornings when you didn't want to get out of bed, nights when sleep wouldn't come, or times when you asked yourself, what's my purpose in this world? Studies even show that loneliness can harm your body, raising the risk of heart trouble, high blood pressure, weaker immunity, and even affecting your memory and thinking. Truly, loneliness isn't just sadness, it's a quiet wearing down. But here's the thing, you're not alone in feeling this way. Across America, millions of older folks are living with that same emptiness. From the quiet farms of Iowa to the peaceful neighborhoods of California, from elderly men in nursing homes in Florida to grandmothers still driving themselves to church every Sunday in Texas, they all carry this same weight. But that doesn't mean we have to just accept it. In Buddhist teachings, suffering is a natural part of life, but it doesn't mean we're stuck in it forever. The Buddha taught that if we look closely at our feelings, we can change them. Loneliness, like anything else in our hearts, doesn't last forever. It comes and goes. It doesn't define who we are, and it's not the final word. Buddhism doesn't push feelings away. It helps us face them with gentleness and understanding. Through meditation, mindfulness, and practicing kindness, older folks can slowly reconnect with themselves, with life, and with the world around them, even if there aren't many loved ones nearby. You don't need to be a monk or live in a monastery to follow this path. Just sit still for a few minutes each day, close your eyes and follow your breath. You've already started healing. When you practice kindness by wishing peace to your family, your neighbors, even someone you don't like, your heart begins to feel lighter. When you watch your feelings instead of letting them sweep you away, you'll see, loneliness isn't you, it's just a visitor that comes and goes. In this video, we'll walk with you to better understand this lasting loneliness, where it comes from, how it affects your mind and body as you age. You'll discover simple, effective Buddhist practices to ease that lonely feeling, like mindfulness meditation for beginners, practicing kindness, and ways to join a community for connection and healing. We'll share gentle teachings from Buddhism that bring peace and hope. You'll find faith again that even as you grow older, even living alone, you can still live with a warm and happy heart. If you're feeling empty, take a few quiet minutes, turn on this video and listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. What we're sharing isn't just information, it's little seeds of healing planted just for you. This isn't a heavy lecture, it's a gentle chat, like sitting with a cup of tea while a good friend tells you a story. Watch it all the way through, to the very last minute. Because sometimes just one sentence, one quiet moment, or one simple meditation can shift how you feel inside. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to feel connected. And you're never truly alone as long as you're still here for yourself. Dear friends, loneliness isn't just about living alone. It's that hollow, lost feeling, a sense of being disconnected from the world around you, something many older folks across America have known for years. They might be in a big house, once alive with the laughter of children and the voices of loved ones, but now it's just echoes of the past and long stretches of silence that weigh heavy on their hearts. On a quiet fall afternoon, when the soft sunlight filters through golden leaves, someone like Helen, an elderly woman in Ohio, sits by her window. She gazes out at the empty street, remembering the warm days with her family, and a mix of sadness and longing wells up for what's gone. Helen, once a lively woman, now faces loneliness after her kids grew up, left home, and moved to far-off cities to chase their dreams. That distance slowly replaced daily chats, cozy family dinners, and the sound of little ones laughing, leaving her feeling like a single grain of sand lost in a vast desert. That's why we need to understand the difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Being alone is just a physical thing. Someone by themselves, maybe even choosing it for peace, freedom, or a break from life's noise. But feeling lonely goes deeper. It's not just about living solo. It's the ache of missing connection, care, and someone to share with. Take Robert, a 72-year-old man from the outskirts of California. His neighbors are friendly and the community has plenty of events, but he still feels empty. His family lives far away and he doesn't join in like he used to. Losing those close ties makes him feel abandoned, even with people all around him. There are so many reasons loneliness creeps into the lives of older folks. One big one is losing someone dear. When a spouse passes away or close friends drift out of reach, it leaves a gap that's hard to fill. Susan, a 68-year-old from Texas, felt this deeply after her husband died. She struggled with a profound sense of loss. Those beautiful memories seemed to fade, and every evening without his laughter made her loneliness grow. Another reason is when kids grow up and move out to start their own lives, leaving behind that family closeness. James, 75, from New York, says he feels forgotten since his kids and grandkids don't visit much anymore. Phone calls help, but they can't match the warmth of being together. Retirement plays a part too. Work used to be where James met people, talked, and built friendships. Now, without that daily routine, he feels like a piece of himself is missing. But it's not all gloom for older folks. Some have found ways to face loneliness and move past it by opening their hearts, seeking connection, and building new bonds. Susan in Texas, after losing her husband, joined a Buddhist support group. At first, she felt shy, worried she couldn't keep up with younger, livelier folks. But little by little, through gentle gatherings, group meditations, and sharing life stories, she found faith and warmth again. She no longer feels so lost and even started volunteering to help others in her shoes. Susan's story shows that while loneliness can weigh you down, reaching out can bring comfort and joy through new friendships. Stick with us because next we'll share real stories of older folks who've overcome loneliness. Take Robert, a retired history teacher from New York. After stepping away from work and losing touch with friends, he noticed his memory slipping, which scared him. But by joining meditation classes and cultural meetups at a local community center, he not only sharpened his mind but rediscovered his love for sharing history with younger folks. Those moments brought him joy and a sense of worth. He could still give something back. Robert proves that even amid loneliness and loss, you can reconnect and rebuild hope. Loneliness doesn't just touch your heart, it can wear on your body too. Some older folks say they've started feeling aches, sleepless nights, even catching colds more often, as if their bodies can't fight the strain of a lonely mind. Charles, from Pennsylvania, shares that after his kids and grandkids moved to big cities, every day felt like a battle with his own body. He couldn't sleep, felt tired all the time, and ached everywhere. It sapped his energy for things he loved, like park walks or visiting friends. Loneliness weakened his defenses, leaving him prone to infections and unexplained pains. When your spirit hurts, your body feels it too, and that can turn into serious health troubles. What's more, long-lasting loneliness can raise the risk of memory loss. Without the spark of talking and connecting, an older person's mind can slow down. William, 78, says he started forgetting little things, daily details, even big moments he used to recall so clearly. He felt his brain quieting down, a change he ties to his deep loneliness. Studies back this up. People who live cut off from others often face a higher chance of dementia, dimming their days and adding strain to healthcare systems. Dear friends, as American society grows ever more modern and fast-paced, the loneliness older folks feel becomes even more tangled. With technology, social media, and communication apps everywhere, many seniors find themselves left behind, unable to keep up with this new rhythm of life. They might notice that phone calls or video chats can't replace the warmth of a hug, a smile, or simply being near loved ones. Take Robert and Susan, whose stories we've shared. They're living proof of this. They've lost not just physical closeness but also feel that technology can't bring the real, heartfelt connection of face-to-face moments. Sometimes they long to hear laughter again, to share everyday tales like we used to, gather together for a small meal or a family get-together. Loneliness that lingers isn't pleasant, but it's not a life sentence either. For many older folks, each new day offers a chance to reconnect, to rediscover themselves through little acts, sending a card, calling a relative, or just strolling through the park and chatting with a neighbor. At a senior care center in Florida, Linda once shared how she felt like a speck of dust drifting aimlessly in the universe. But after joining art classes and social gatherings there, she found her days meant something again. She said each meetup gave her a boost, as if the scattered pieces of her life were coming together into a whole picture. The stories, smiles, and even shared tears reminded her that even in lonely times, there's always hope and life beating in every heart. Then there's Michael, a 70-year-old from Michigan, whose story shows the difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Michael, a retired businessman, once lived a bustling life full of connections. But after retiring and moving to a quiet little town, that spark faded, even with people around him. At first, he embraced living independently, cooking, tending to himself, but over time he realized those solitary hours carved out an emptiness inside. He'd sit by the window some evenings, watching the street glow with lights, feeling like part of a colorless painting. One day he joined an art class at the community center. It felt odd at first, but through honest talks with kindred spirits, he saw that these moments gave life meaning. Sharing his experiences, learning new things, Michael felt loneliness melt away, replaced by the joy of connecting with others. Above all, these stories prove that lingering loneliness isn't fate, it's a challenge we can face and overcome. When we open our hearts, seek connection through social activities, join groups, or simply take time to listen and share, we don't just ease loneliness, we grow stronger in spirit and body. In today's world, where technology and speed can pull people apart, keeping genuine, meaningful ties becomes more precious than ever. That's why, even when life leaves us feeling empty, those very moments can teach us to love and value ourselves more. Remember, you have worth, your heart has strength to rise above loneliness, and each day brings chances to connect, share, and rediscover joy. The stories of folks like Robert, Linda, Charles, Eleanor, and Michael across America show this clearly. They've felt the void of loneliness, but through small steps, chance meetings, and acts of care, they've found light again. In that light, they've learned that while aging brings unexpected changes, it also opens doors to rediscover ourselves, accept losses, and turn them into fuel for a richer life. Loneliness that sticks around isn't the end. It can be the start of a journey to reclaim yourself, grow spiritually, and build new bonds that bring happiness and fullness. When we care for ourselves, open up, and dare to change, no matter the struggles, we can find comfort within and from those around us. This isn't just a lesson in living. It's about love, about the resilience we carry through time's trials. These real-life tales from older Americans prove that even if loneliness lingers, we can weave it into our path, finding ourselves, our joy, and true happiness along the way. Thank you for listening this far. If these words touch your heart, stay with us for the next part, where we'll explore gentle yet profound solutions from a Buddhist perspective, a path back to peace within. Don't forget to like this to spread the message of love. Follow us so you won't miss more healing videos. If you felt loneliness or are searching for joy again, share your story below. Who knows, your words might light the way for someone else. Dear friends, mindfulness and meditation are ancient practices handed down through thousands of years, proven to help us find inner calm and face life's tough feelings. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to pause, listen to our breath, and notice our emotions without judgment, easing stress, tension, and that lingering loneliness. Picture an early morning in a small Iowa village, where Richard, 72, spends a few quiet minutes after waking. He sits still, closes his eyes, and focuses on each breath, feeling the fresh air flow through him. In those peaceful moments, he realizes that while life can feel solitary, those feelings are just passing visitors. They come and go. Through meditation, Richard not only finds relief in his heart but also a fresh energy to face each day, trusting that every challenge can be met. In a busy city like Los Angeles, Linda, 68, started joining mindfulness sessions at a local Buddhist center. At first, she hesitated, thinking meditation was for younger folks or spiritual enthusiasts. But after a few tries, she felt a real change, managing her emotions better, softening the sadness and worry of living far from family. Meditation helped her feel less like a lost speck in the wind and more at peace, cherishing the moment. Practicing loving kindness, or metta, takes it further, opening our hearts to send love not just to ourselves but to everyone around us. Think of Michael, 70, in Atlanta, who faced lonely days after his kids and grandkids moved away. Guided by a Buddhist teacher, he began with kind words to himself: comfort, love, forgiveness. Slowly, he extended those good wishes to neighbors, friends, even folks he rarely saw. In return, he felt his spirit lift and warmth flow back from his community. Those loving words turned loneliness into a chance to build new ties and rediscover joy. Susan from New York shared that after practicing loving kindness, she felt wrapped in a warm blanket of care. No matter how lonely she got, her heart stayed full of light and hope. Recognizing impermanence, a core Buddhist idea, helps us see that all feelings, even loneliness, are temporary. Consider Eleanor, 80, in a quiet California village, who once felt trapped in dark thoughts. After attending Buddhist teachings, she understood loneliness as just a passing emotion, not forever. This eased her mind, letting go of clinging to negativity. She began to see each day as a chance for something new, a gentle breeze, warm sunlight, knowing everything shifts with time. Realizing joy and sorrow both come and go, her spirit felt freer, lighter. Finding meaning through service is a beautiful way for older folks to move past loneliness, turning their energy toward helping others. Recall Robert, 75, a retired history teacher from New York. After retiring, life felt empty, disconnected. But when he started volunteering at a community center, sharing his life's lessons with younger folks, he found purpose again. Each talk, each story he told, inspired others and reminded him of his worth. Robert's story shows that giving time and heart to others melts loneliness away, replacing it with happiness and fulfillment. Across America, many seniors find comfort in Buddhist communities, not just learning teachings but sharing, listening, and supporting each other. At a small temple in Oregon, Linda, 68, said those gatherings brought her peace and lasting friendships with like-minded souls. Meditation sessions offered calm, a space to share struggles and joys, easing loneliness with the community's understanding. Stories like Richard's, Linda's, Michael's, Eleanor's, and Robert's show that mindfulness, meditation, loving kindness, and service don't just lighten loneliness. They open hearts, rebuild connections, and reveal our own value. When we pause to hear our soul's quiet call, we see loneliness as just a phase, one we can move through with care and true connection. Imagine this. Each time you meditate, each time you send love to yourself and others, you're planting seeds of happiness and peace, seeds that bloom into strong bonds and faith in life. Many older Americans have faced hard times, but through mindfulness and compassion, they've rediscovered joy. Some say after starting meditation or Buddhist classes, they feel renewed, negative thoughts swept away, leaving a clear, gentle, hopeful heart. They've learned that even when life gets tough, opening up and sharing keeps loneliness from being a permanent burden. When you see that all emotions, even loneliness, come and go, you feel lighter, like dropping a load you've carried too long. Each meditation, each kind word builds a shield for your spirit, readying you for life's challenges. That's our message. Even in empty, sad moments, a healing path lies ahead, guiding you back to yourself, to peace, to love. Let every breath, every smile, every act of kindness be a small step toward joy. The stories of Susan, Michael, Eleanor, Robert, and others aren't just tales of the past. They're living inspiration, proof of our power to overcome loneliness and find warmth in the ties around us. When we share, listen, and practice mindfulness and compassion together, we heal not just ourselves but build a loving community where every senior feels comfort and happiness. Loneliness may visit any time, but with an open heart, we'll always find light in the dark, light of love, compassion, and true understanding. That's the Buddhist path, one anyone at any age can walk to rediscover themselves and live fully in each moment. Thank you for listening. If this touches your heart, share it with those around you. Tell your story like us, follow along, and comment about your own journey with loneliness and healing. Your words aren't just yours, they're a spark for others seeking light. Let's build a caring community together, where no senior feels alone, where your stories and shared moments give us strength to rise above and find true happiness. Loneliness is real. It's part of being human, especially as years pile up, connections thin, and memories quietly return. But it's not a verdict. It doesn't define your worth or end your joy. In Buddhism's light, we learn all feelings are fleeting, even loneliness. The key isn't escaping it but facing it with understanding, compassion, and mindfulness. When we turn inward, sit quietly, and feel each breath, our hearts soften. When we open to love, for others and ourselves, loneliness fades like mist in sunlight. And when we serve, offering even a kind word or a shared glance, we reconnect to life's flow. With a Buddhist spirit, anyone, at any age, in any circumstance, can find peace and meaning right now. It's never too late to begin again, to open up, to build a life of love and wisdom. Aging isn't a closing door, it's a chance to listen deeper, slow down, and see what truly matters. We don't need everything to feel whole. Just one quiet moment, an open heart, and a loving look can transform loneliness into strength for the soul. And if there's one last thing to say, tend to your spirit, because there you're never truly alone.